All right, good morning, everyone. Thanksgiving Day morning for those in the U.S. that celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm going to go with the Zip 202 wheels, almost as aero, but they're lighter than the 808s. This could be an hour-long group ride around France. I'm going to go with the SL7, the one bike to rule them all. Already set my weight from this morning's weigh-in at 160.5. Just under about a minute and a half to go. So as you can see in the top right corner, Eric Min's Thanksgiving Day ride. Eric Min is the CEO and co-founder of Zwift. I'm expecting he will be that yellow beacon. Let me change the camera view. Looks like there's two of them, so he's probably this one out front. I don't know, he's either this one or this beam out here. Oh, actually, they said that there's probably two of them because Eric Min is joined with by Justin Williams, multiple U.S. national champion in the track, road, and crit. So it's supposed to be a group ride. We'll see just what happens. I did a warm-up as if this were a race because I expect this is going to be fast. So we'll see how this goes. Ready to do my warm-up. About ready to start here. Looks like over 4,000 people signed up, so see where this goes. So I want to stay out toward the front here, but this is an hour-long ride, so it doesn't matter how far we travel or don't travel. So Eric says we're going to stay steady. The pace that was posted is around a C pace, so category C within Zwift. So we'll see what that means. As you can see, we got a lot of the low frame rates, riders missing activity going on. Man, look at those frame rates. That is ugly. So as you can see in the map, it is all strung out in front. And this has everything to do with the fact that there's so many people in this ride. And we're all together. I think I talked about that in the previous ride. So I don't know where Eric is. Oh, it looks like he's I don't know. Try doing some searching real quick. I don't know. I'm assuming he's around this swarm here. So it looks like under that banner we got the drafting power up. That gray bar you see is some sort of achievement unlocked. Lots of people complaining about the same issues. It'll get better as the ride strings out. So here's I don't know where they went. Someone first name J, sorry, first letter of first name is J, last name is Ulrich. And immediately my mind goes to Jan Ulrich. So you can see on the map the swarm of people just behind me. I think the guy you see right in front with the wavy jersey and the silver helmet, I think that's me. In third person view. So I like the fact that my heart rate's in the mid 150s. That's about the only thing I like about this ride so far. This is horrible. How you doing, dear? So I think that is the achievement thing that I talked about forever ago. Just now showing up. All right, well, this seems to be working good. So I raised the tempo a little bit to get out of the swarm. All right, so I got a couple guys who jumped on my wheel. Threw out a message to tell them to hang on. Bring it down just a little bit. Let G. Lockhart jump back on. He did the Bo Bikes Bama ride. It's a ride put on by Bo Jackson. What did Mom just say? What are you doing? Seriously, dude. What was the purpose in that? I have no intention of going to the front and helping these guys if all they're going to do is sprint away from people as we pass them. I don't get that. In fact, I'm going to drop back. She really needs help. So I burned my arrow helmet. We'll pick up another one. There you go, someone digging. All right. Looks like we got 3 people on. See, there's that guy, K. Albert. Picked him up originally. Gave him a free ride. What?
Camera dude is running.
All right.
There's a couple of them.
My wife's next to me doing a live 5K on a treadmill. So similar to what we're doing, where it's a virtual event. So I have this message, jump on as we come by. I copied it so that I can just paste it every time rather than having to retype it. Somewhere here, this guy here gave me a thumbs up. So I gave one back. There's K. Gay, came back on, good. I don't understand the purpose of that at all. I don't know the purpose of that. Maybe just keep momentum going, but you just had to overtake an 8-meter gap. To catch us, and then went right to the front. So I don't. See, what's the purpose of that? I'm going to catch you all. I'm going to bring these people with me. Bring the tempo down just a little bit. So I can't grab a couple of these guys. If not, that's fine. So look who I just caught. G. Lockhart. What exactly was the purpose in that sprint thing? So I've got a couple people joining me. Trying to. Losing contact. Give him a second, see if he jumps back on. No, he's still going backwards. So I'll bring the tempo back up. Move on to the next group. Okay, Albert again, trying to jump back on. All I have to do is stay on. Stop trying to jump out front. Doing all the work. Now there's some lag again. Don't know why. There it goes. It's like the guy behind me is going backwards. Someone from Zwift HQ there. You can see their name plus that orange Z. Give a thumbs up to this guy that jumped on. Looks like I have a few guys. There's Clay Albert again. I don't get it. Consistency. I'm sure what you're trying to prove. So I kept pacing the same thing over and over as I passed people. And I just had someone ask if I was real or if I was a bot. No idea the purpose of that. right, I'm going to go ahead and pull over. So all my data stops. I wish I could have handed out ride-ons to everyone. But I didn't see that popping up on the companion app. All right, we'll get the game going here again. I wasn't even paying attention. Looks like we've got a couple people watching. Brian Fouts, so he's in Romania. Shout out to Brian. Also talking about the guys that yo-yo all the time. So it's I think it's just a lack of experience. I've been on group rides where I think I've talked about this before, but I've been on group rides where we'll head to Richmond, Virginia for our cool down. I've been on group rides where you're running pace lines and everyone's doing good. And then, the guy in front of you pulls off. The guy in front of him pulls off. So now the guy in front of you is setting the pace. The idea behind a pace line is to keep a pace. Now, racing is a little different. You can set. You can do some pace work where you're basically always trying to overtake the pace. It keeps the tempo high. In running, I've heard that called an Indian run, where basically it's almost like the reverse of a pace line. You're all running a line, but the guy at the back, as soon as you become the guy at the back, you pick up the tempo and pass everyone to get to the front, and then slow it down. We'll slow it back down to the pace of the runners. So you've got this almost reverse pace line going, where you're coming from the back to the front the whole time, and it forces the pace high. So you're basically getting in a pace line, when you come off the front, you're kind of drifting back. You fall in. It looks like you're moving forward, but in fact, people are just coming off the front. So eventually, it's your turn to pull. You pull for however many seconds that's happening. Pull off the front. And so it sets the tempo that way. So the reverse of that is always trying to come around people. And you'll see that in professional racing, especially because you get more, like in a professional race of any size, you have enough people with enough experience. And you'll see it like in a breakaway situation where they want to keep that tempo high. And so they're always pushing the pace higher by coming around everyone. And so you're almost chasing within the breakaway group. Anyway, all that to say, if that's not what's going on, which in a group ride like we were just doing, that was not what was going on, you could argue the guys at the very front had a little unwritten rule race going on, but none of the guys I was riding with today were doing that. It was all just everyone got strung out, and as I mentioned at the beginning, I raised the tempo to just get out of that swarm because it wasn't getting any better. And then once I did, everything improved. So then it was just a matter of, you've got all these people strung out, and if they just worked together, one, they'd enjoy the ride more. Two, they wouldn't be all solo. So that's why I kept throwing out the same message: jump on as we come by, jump on as we come by. Because if people aren't paying attention, they've been mentally already given up. And anyway, all that to say, I've been on rides where you've got two people in front of you toward the front of a pace line. First person pulls off. Now there's one person in front of you. All they're supposed to be doing is continuing the tempo at the same pace. That's it. Not slowing down, not speeding up. Continue the tempo at the same pace. Because it cascades all the way back. Right? So the ride in particular I'm thinking of had about 25 of us. And we weren't doing echelons. So you had maybe 2 or 3 people working their way back on the outside. Otherwise, just long, strung out pace line. And the key is to keep the tempo the same pace. Because otherwise, you start slowing down, people start overlapping wheels. If you start speeding up, gaps start to form, then people have to chase on, then people overlap wheels. There's zero purpose in any of that when all you're trying to do is keep the tempo the same pace. And then, so what happened is, 2 people in front of me pulls off, another guy in front of me, he's in the front. And part of it, I don't think it's intentional. I think it's just a lack of experience. They weren't getting a draft from that person in front of them. Now they are the one in front. They're no longer getting a draft. So now it feels harder. So now they put more power in. Now the speed picks up. And all you're going to do is string out the entire pace line, start forming gaps everywhere. So I let him go. I had the computer right in front of me. I can tell exactly what speed we were doing. If the elevation or the terrain doesn't change, and then we were on a maybe 1% climb or gradient, there's a false flat. So same gear, same tempo, same cadence. I'm going the same speed, period. It doesn't matter if I'm drafting or not. So if I'm drafting, obviously I don't have to put in as many watts of power to keep that tempo. So as soon as the guy in front of me pulls off, then I'm no longer getting a draft. Now I have to put in a little more power to keep that same cadence. So anyway, this guy pulls off. Now he's in front. He picks up the tempo, not a bunch. Maybe 2 or 3 tenths miles an hour. Enough though where it's noticeable. And instead of picking up the pace to stay with him, which then is going to trickle all the way back, I kept the tempo right where it had been, and he slowly rode away. And I think we were putting about 2-minute pulls in at that point. And so as he got close to his 2 minutes, he gets ready, does a quick glance, pulls off, because now he's pulling off the pace off the front to start drifting back on the pace line. And he pulls off and he's by himself 1,000 meters up the road, turns around and goes, "What in the world just happened?" He's thinking, "Man, what's that guy behind me doing? How in the world did that gap happen?" The reality is, our pace hasn't changed. He picked up the pace and rode away from everyone. I did not pick up the pace and kept the group right where it should be. So, in essence, he and I both did our 2-minute pull together. His 2-minute pull was solo. My 2-minute pull was at the front. So as he pulls off, I pull off. He's by himself, pulling, coming back, because he has to let up in order to come back to the group. I let up a bit, because that's what you need to do in order to fall back. Let up a bit, and now start drifting back. And he and I are coming back together. I get to the end, drop back in, and now he's behind me as he comes to the back and drops back in when he should have been in front of me. But now he's behind me and someone else gets to deal with it the next time he's at the front. So yeah, Brian, it's obviously this guy was doing something more than that. And maybe he had other motives for the ride today. There was the other guy in the yellow and black with the Bo Jackson jersey on. I forget his name. I think it was a G somebody. He sprinted away. I don't know what his deal was. If he wanted to lose the group, I don't know why. I guess if you want to ride the rest of the ride solo. Anyway, don't know what the purpose of that was. Well, the good news is, I was a little concerned about what was going to happen since the ride was advertised at 2.5 to 3.1 watts per kilogram. So that means that's the tempo you're riding the whole time. So everyone showed up as a C in the list. So that's the same category I ride in when I race. So that's why I made sure I was warmed up and did my same pre-race warm-up. But I was concerned that I was going to pop out the back somewhere because the big group ride was going to turn into a mini race, a large mini race, but it didn't. And as you saw, the only reason that I picked up the pace at all was just to get out of that swarm to try to get the graphics back up. All right, with that, I think we're going to bring the tempo down a little bit here, finish us out to 4 miles, bring the heart rate back down. There's our 4 miles now. There's our sub 130. It's a good ride. Felt like I was putting in a lot of work. Heart rate was in the mid 150s, mid 160s the whole time, so I wasn't putting in too much work. And all in all, good time. Burned a bunch of calories, had a lot of fun. Now I get to go eat some calories. In 11, 12, 1. Just under 3 hours from now, we're gonna do our Thanksgiving Day gorging. Have a don't tell anyone, but we're having a family over for Thanksgiving. Which I won't get into that anyway. All right, everyone, have a great Thanksgiving. If you celebrate that, I understand not every country celebrates that, but here in the US we do. So have a great Thanksgiving. I will catch everyone in the virtual world. See you in Zwift